Hey everyone, it's Emily. Welcome back on my channel. Today's video is going to be a quick little review on the new Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Concealer. I will be applying it under my eyes in front of you, so I will be able to give you my first impression on it, and I will also update you throughout the day to let you know how it goes. So I will be testing out the color R20, which is the shade I thought I would get. It seems actually very light, so if you have like usually the light, you always use the lightest shade, maybe consider getting like second lightest one, because that's what I did and it looks pretty darn white. So keep that in mind. You might need to go a shade darker than you expect. So I'm gonna try to swatch it on my hand. So this is the texture. Actually, let me apply a little bit more. It's kind of in between a liquid and like almost a cream. And as you can see, this is super white, like oh so white. It's actually almost a bit on the thick side, but it seems to give a lot of coverage, but holy moly, it is white. I'm gonna try to apply it with my Sigma Precision Round brush, which is P82. So I'm gonna try to apply it a little bit. Whoa. Well, I'm gonna go for a very highlighted look today. Okay, so I did one side so you could see the difference for the coverage. As you can see, it actually covered quite a bit of my dark circle. I do have to say that I probably would need in general to use like a corrector and dent concealer, but I would say this is probably medium coverage and I could probably build it up to more coverage. But I do have dry under eyes and I don't want to apply too much and dry it out like on purpose. So I'm gonna just apply a medium amount like this, and I'm gonna see throughout the day if it dries out my under eyes, and I will probably test it out some other days to try to apply a little bit more just to see how much I can cover. I'm probably gonna have to get a darker shade for summer because right now it matches me, it's okay, but I can't get any darker, otherwise it's gonna be way too light. But I'm gonna try to do the other one. But don't be afraid, like it looks incredibly white at first, but you don't need so much to cover your under eyes, so you won't have this type of like white effect. Obviously, if you apply a lot of it, then you might want to get a shade darker. Okay, so I actually just applied a little bit more just to see if I could cover even more, and you can get to like a full coverage. But if I apply any more, I feel like it's gonna be way too white under my eyes right now. So not exactly the perfect shade for me right now. But honestly, during the winter, like if I get any paler, I'm gonna enjoy having a really light concealer like this. I feel like it's gonna be great in my makeup collection, but I'm gonna need some darker shade. With that said, I did try using the corrector with the concealer on top. You can see them in action, my last Get Ready With Me, which you can actually see in this clip. The coverage is better since I applied more, and the finish is flawless and will give the same result for the whole day, as you will see in this review. However, if you're going to get the lightest shade like I did, keep in mind they're both very similar and very pale. You most likely won't need both. 2 layers would give similar results. With that said, it's different for darker shades, and I personally won't return to concealer because I like the effect it gives. So first impression, the coverage is actually really good. I'm impressed also that it doesn't emphasize any dryness under my eyes because I didn't apply any eye cream this morning, but it doesn't seem to be dry whatsoever. It doesn't seem to settle into any fine lines, at least so far. I'm not going to set it with any powder because I want to see what it does on its own, and I will update you throughout the day if there's anything happening. Otherwise, I will see you at the end of the day. I wanted to quickly update you on the concealer. Quite honestly, you might notice that there is a lot of smudging under my eyes. I was testing out the new mascara, which was probably a big mistake because it smudges. But even with the smudging and me trying to remove it, you can still see that the concealer is still under my eyes, which, thank you. The lasting power is really good, and I've noticed throughout the day that it almost looked like powdery under my eyes, but like in a good way. Like it sets to like a really powdery finish, so I don't feel like I would need to set it in place with any powder. It does the trick on its own. The color doesn't actually look as white as I thought it would. It is obviously very light, and I will need a lighter shade, darker shades for the summer, which kind of gives you an idea that I will actually, well, at least right now I'm thinking about purchasing a summer shade. So good sign. I will be obviously testing it out more because today was my first day, but first impression, I really like it. I like it enough to purchase more colors, and I would recommend it. It didn't seem to emphasize dryness. It didn't settle into my lines whatsoever, which that is hard for me. I feel like I always have the issue that like I have to apply the concealer, wait a few minutes, and then just blend it out, and then I'll be okay. But I haven't had to do this with this concealer. It looks great. I will have to test it out without a mascara that smudges, but first impression, so far so good. So if you were thinking about trying the new Makeup Forever concealer, highly recommend it. I also love the full cover one for my face, so just to give you an idea, I kind of knew I would like this just because I knew that I already loved the other concealer, so I kind of expected at least to like it. I would recommend to go in store to try it, or if you can't go in store, to probably get a shade darker than you're expecting to, because this is extremely light and this is the second lightest shade, I believe. I could be wrong. It would be like me to buy the lightest shade, but like just to give you an idea, I'm actually wearing the Makeup Forever foundation right now. This is the color 115, no, R230, just to give you an idea in color. Like, it's really, really light. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you have tried this concealer and how you feel about it. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.